Hello to all my dear students. I am Dr. Soumya Das from NIT Greater Noida. As we are dealing with the subject pharmacovigilance, I am teaching you today's lecture number 17. The title of today's lecture is Establishing Pharmacovigilance Program in Hospitals and Pharma industries we can say. Okay, so what are the important aspects we are focusing to establish a pharmacovigilance center, because nowadays the government of every country inform to keep a PV center in the government or even in the private hospitals, in colleges also who are running with clinical trial like activities, the PV center should be there, and also in the pharma industries, okay, where we are going for the manufacturing of different class of drugs. So, let us start today's lecture. In small with a brief revision on pharmacovigilance. So, you should know about the pharmacovigilance PVPI, that is pharmacovigilance program in India. I hope you studied this part, pharmacovigilance program in India. So, in when we are talking about our country India, the PV or the focus on pharmacovigilance was conceived a way back in the year 1986, when there was 12 regional centers were proposed in all over the country, our country India. So, all 12 regional centers are divided for PV related activities. Activities went on the insignificant note for about a decade. India has joined the WHO adverse reaction group, we can say adverse WHO ADR monitoring program based on the UMC, that is Uppsala Monitoring Center, Sweden. So, you should know in the early back 1986 the PV is coined in India, and earlier 12 regional centers were proposed for in all over different cities in India to start the PV related activities, pharmacovigilance. So, what is pharmacovigilance? It will tell you all about the drug regulation and rest on the sound collaborativities, coordination means how all stakeholders or health related professional along with the patient will work in the aspect benefited or the positive aspect of health, communications and the public relations. The most suitable location for setting up a PV center is dedicated by a political governance and its healthcare priorities. Political governance means depending upon the country or the government of that particular country will decide to take various regions or where the PV center should be required, and healthcare priorities where there is more chances to generate the hospitals, the needy conditions, including the willingness to do. Willingness to do means before initiating or arising their talk on that particular information, to provide that information that we need the health related facilities in that area, it is less hospital. So, the government of that particular country should take initiative. Okay. Law enactment, because for this we need to properly, because here in pharmacovigilance we are directly dealing with the patient life. Okay. So, there is a important ethical concern. So, ethics is required, that is why law enactment and its enforcement along with the government funding, and we need proper organization. We need a system with skilled trained professional who are working or who should know about the different class of drugs, their associated adverse effects, side effects, drug related toxicities, okay, their diagnostic and treatment approaches for the clinical patients. Staffing is required, means not only the physician or we can say the investigator, principal investigator in a clinical trial, we need a co-investigator, co-helper, co-worker with other we need mathematician, biostatistician, anesthetician, nursing staff, okay, healthcare people we required. So, these are coming under the staffing and training. So, for running a proper or for smooth functioning of a PV pharmacovigilance center, all individuals should be trained prior to join that particular center or that particular clinical trial research studies. And it is very much important, or we can say urgent need to develop the pharmacovigilance centers in different manufacturing pharma companies, in the colleges who are running with the course of clinical research or the clinical trials. There should be a pharmacovigilance center should be there. Okay. Apart from that, it is must to be there in the hospitals, okay, or in any hospitals. If we are talking about, it may be government or non-profit hospitals or any private hospital or in any MNCs, okay. It is required for the further drug development in any disease, for any disease or ailment. Now, coming to the need of pharmacovigilance center. So, before going in detail, student, you should know what is the rationale or requirement to generate these centers, PV based centers. So, we can say with the burgeoning report, we get so many different type of adverse drug or side effects after taking the different class of drug due to the pharmacotherapy. Here again the pharmacotherapy means treatment based on the drug, pharmacon means drug therapy. After taking the drug based therapy, the individual is reporting different adverse effects or side effects or drug related toxicity, to whom if the physician is collecting these information, ultimately that information should report to whom, who will manage or do or focus on these type of adverse drug reaction. So, this is why the pharmacovigilance is considered as a buzzword in the healthcare circles. While there are various experts we required in this rapidly expanding field, again various expertise, I am telling you, there is a group, all are linked, considered to be as a PV stakeholders, where we need the IRB members. While if you have gone through the different clinical trial phases, you know we need a principal investigator, their co-helpers, we need one ethics committee members, then we have a sponsor. All individuals should be trained in their respective areas, okay, and for the compilation and the meta-analysis or the conclusion of the results and findings, we need again for mathematician, biostatistician, for the significance of the data generation. Okay. So, there are many healthcare professionals we required who do not fully appreciate the import of pharmacovigilance in the context of modern therapeutics. Means in the era of drug discovery and development, when we are facing regularly or daily with new or we can say a resistant or different strains of microbial infections, like in case of pandemic COVID condition also. So, there is an utmost requirement to search for new and new molecule. So, the drug development procedure is the rapidly evolving or a sequential procedure, where we need more and more updated or completely modified version of drug, which can ultimately hinder or block the microbial infection, okay, so that the people will not be affected anymore. To give it a further impetus and fortify the drug regulatory framework in our country, or if we are talking about any country, because in pharmacovigilance we are considering it is a GHS system, means globally harmonized system. Okay. The drug discovered in any country like in India, it can be followed or given or import or export to any other country. Okay. So, the framework of the country, the Drug Controller General of India. Now, we are talking about India, the DCGI. Okay. the Drug Controller General of India has announced CDSCO. CDSCO stands for Central Drug Control Organization. Okay. So, DCGI announced the CDSCO as Vision 2020, which propose the to create a pharmacovigilance center in every medical colleges in the country since from 2020. So, now we are in 2021 only. This time if you are seeing any new medical college or already existing previous maybe private or government, there is a recruitment of PV executive member who, or a B pharmacy student, D pharmacy who is having enough information of ADR reporting, their management, how to analyze the ADR, various database search engine which you are studying in your 8th semester in the subject pharmacovigilance. Okay. So, students, I am telling this because you have a wide scope for your career prospect also to study this pharmacovigilance subject. Pharmacovigilance, what is the action for implementation? Implementation in not only in the hospitals, in sometimes in various institutions, academics we required, or in clinical research organizations there is a PV center requirement. Okay. So, for national coordination of pharmacovigilance, governmental support is utmost required. Along with this, there is a sustained monitoring which is also very important. Sustained monitoring means the particular trial or the studies which is going on or which is planned for future should be properly organized and well monitored. Okay. A center can be started in any hospital or at any department. Any department means who are dealing with the patient related screening or studies, experimental studies, preferably in the pharmacology department or in the medicine in hospital, in clinical pharmacy, or the area which are dealing with the clinical toxicological studies. Clinical means human volunteer, human based studies. Toxicology, study of toxic drug related toxicities. Okay. Initially it may be started in any hospital, in one hospital locally, and then after proper reviewing of its outcome, then it may extend to other hospitals nearby to cover the entire region of that particular city, which could ultimately communicate closely with a zonal center. Okay. After that, different PV center and one main PV center of that particular city is considered as the zonal center of that city. Okay. All zonal centers in turn can report to the national nodal center, like we have for pharmacovigilance national nodal center. Any one of you? Yes, it is IPC Ghaziabad. IPC stands for, I hope you all know, Indian Pharmacopeal Commission, which is situated in the Ghaziabad. Earlier, before the selection of this IPC, it was located in the AIIMS New Delhi. Okay, student, but from 2005 it is another building is given for the pharmacovigilance nodal center for our country, that is IPC Ghaziabad. Okay. So, all zonal centers in turn can report to the national nodal center, means IPC को report करेंगे, which would collate the data. All the data of different cities can be collaborated here, gathered from the entire country. After that, entire country means India is reported from the ADR reporting from IPC Ghaziabad. This should be, and from different countries the US FDA will report. Okay, all different countries based data should be collected and a channel is prepared, and the ultimate conclusion or the overall finding is sent to the UMC, that is Uppsala Monitoring Center, which is situated in the Sweden, within a specified timeline for the global referencing of that particular newly discovered drug, or it may be already there in the marketed drug, and about their use. Use means the for which disorder it should be prescribed, and it is showing how much benefit and risk ratio, means therapeutic effect and the adverse drug reaction for that particular class of drug. If a center is handling data of an entire country right from the beginning, we need a foolproof channel for why? For the effective communication between different countries should be ensured between the different countries' clinicians. The center should have at least one clinical pharmacologist, one clinical pharmacist, or we can say a physician MD to start the working on a pharmacovigilance center, newly approved center. Now, establishing PV center in hospital. First we are talking about hospital, later for pharma industry. So, there is a pressing demand to better define the relationship between the pharmaceutical industry, to define the healthcare professionals, as well as to define the medicine regulatory authorities, so that we can overcome, minimize the deleterious effects of the medicine for the routine purpose of the use of drug. It should be avoided or overcome or minimized, and if at all this occurs, it should be effectively tackled. Effectively tackled means we ultimately we have to focus on the individual's well-being. Okay. So, with piling report of the clinical and economic toll taken by the adverse drug reactions reports, which is submitted to the healthcare system, and their efforts which have to be accelerated to contain the damage before it looms large on the country. Damage here, students, means what type of damage? The clinical damage, the health related, we are talking about the morbidity or the mortality, how much number of population, like if I am telling you about this pandemic COVID-19 condition since from 2019 December to 2021 August, how many people are affected, suffered, and a large number of population are dead because of this SARS-CoV-2 virus. So, this affects the ultimate socio-economic condition of the country. Okay. So, this should be focus for a great concern. That is why we should the pharmacovigilance is gaining more and more importance to deal with. Pharmacovigilance is the central idea that will enable the country to examine about the medicine related safety data, and also arrive at tailor made regulatory decisions for their population. If any medicine intervention we need for its successful trial, it is desired by the user that the same should be absolutely safe and sans from any risk. Sans from any risk means it is not having any serious life threatening adverse effect. So, this class of drug is considered to be safe to prescribe clinically. PV envisions that at its core and scrutinize that medicines for their adverse drug reactions, it sets a mechanism for noting the adverse drug events and also for the better communication between the Uppsala monitoring center, which is nothing but the pharmacovigilance head, we can say, for the global concern, always upholding the safety of people, which is the utmost or uppermost requirement. So, establishing a robust PV system is an uphill task, but nevertheless with meticulous planning, proactive approach, and its continuous zeal and motivation of the concerned staff. Concerned staff here means, again I am talking about the all the stakeholders, starting with the patient, with the physician, with the PV executive member. In between, we need a large number of healthcare professional who directly or sometimes indirectly may help or work in the betterment of the drug development process, or to the treatment or the diagnostic of the individual. So, if there we say establishing a robust PV system in any center is an uphill task, but nevertheless the meticulously planning and proactive approach along with the continuous zeal and motivation of the concerned involved staff, if there is a will, there is a way, you all know, it will be easily, smoothly achieved, and also in future it will run successfully, the PV centers. PV ensure that future generations will not condemn the present ones for its apathy. So, there is not be any indifference and callousness to the gravity of the situation, or else the development of modern medicines will be continued to be called as allopathic medicine of system of treatment, the signs of others suffering. Okay. So, this is we can say a conclusion part for the requirement, for the need or the rationale to evolve the PV centers in different academics, institutions, colleges, hospitals, clinical research organizations. Okay. Now, coming to the basic steps involved in setting up a PV center. So, we have a few points like contact relevant authorities to ensure approval for the center by outlining the importance of the center and its purpose. So, before starting a center, its detailed information, why you are going to open a PV center in that particular area, its purpose is required, it is submitted properly. Design of ADR reporting, the format or the form, and start collecting data. What is the procedure? Okay, how you collect the ADR reported by the patients? By distributing it to the hospital department, also to the family, discussing with the family as well as with the practitioners. Okay, we can get a detailed information of ADR reporting on that particular drug. Produce printed material to inform the healthcare professional about definition, aim and method of the pharmacovigilance center new opening system. Okay. So, for improving their ad there is a need to printed material to be circulated properly. Create the center, staff, accommodation, proper phone, telephonic system should be there, word processor, database management capabilities, means various softwares, computer networking is required, and the source, the ADR database, search engine, along with the journals link, okay, so that you can easily open various articles for getting information on that drug, the drug used for the trial purpose. Okay, we need bibliographic search engines also. Apart from that, there are few important points like educate pharmacovigilance staff on various aspects of data collection, how you can go for individual, that is there is a terminology known as individual case safety report. So, the individual member of that particular staff should be skilled for the data collection of individual patient and how to verify the data. Second is interpretation and coding of adverse drug reaction from that particular individual. After that, we need the individual should know about the coding and decoding of the drug which is prescribed to the patient and the trial is going on. Then case causality assessment. Case causality means the causes, why this particular drug toxicity or ADR is reported by that particular patient. Signal detection, again the signal is only be detected by various methodologies are there, but a signal is severe or we can say life threatening risk sometimes. So, it should be provided within a time period. Then risk management, if there is high lethality or mortality related risk of any API molecule, how it should be managed to individual population. Then establish a database for the storage and retrieval of ADR data, it is very important and must for a PV center. organize routine meeting in every hospital with PV center or in academia or the professional who are associated with the PV center to explain the principles of pharmacovigilance and also to get to know about the importance of reporting. So, reporting is must. Even small ADR reporting is also very important for the generation of signal or to study the pharmacovigilance. Promote the importance of reporting adverse drug reaction through medical journals or by the professional publications through various good indexing journals we have, and also by the communication activities. Okay. So, this is various informations and this is small about how to generate or open a pharmacovigilance center, which is very important nowadays. See you in next lecture. Thank you.